And I'm waiting for the first questions. And let's see. Well, we got our first question. And this question says basically, when I talk to people, they say it costs too much to join. So, who wants to take that from our panel?
I can take that question.
Go ahead,
George. Well, what I would say to that question is, compared to what? You know, people look at this as any business in America right now, you're going to pay $150,000 with less potential than what you have in isogenics. Isogenics, keep in mind, has created over 60 millionaires. Show me a business that has created that many millionaires that you can start for $500. You know, you just have to show the value of the business to the people. And that comes in the presentation that you give them and the tools that you use. Once they see the value, this is one of the greatest values they could ever find. George, you got anything else to say on that?
Well, yeah, I will do it. I mean, what you're saying is totally right. And there are many ways to answer the question. One way that I like is with another question. And I said, let's suppose I'm talking to you, Tracy. I said, Tracy, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If money and time was not a problem and you have all the time to enjoy it, what would you do? And then you don't have to answer it right now, but it's just, and then when he says, well, do what you're doing now, how long it's going to take you to do that? If you know that by doing this investment in your business, your life, you have the chance to reach all those goals, would you be willing to work with me? We would be working together. And basically, what I did there is just ask a question and put it into perspective, because what happened, if people don't see it like it's something that they are buying, even if we were asking for $5, they would think that was expensive. But if we are talking about a change of life, well, and that's a good example. The other thing that you can say is that you see here doesn't cost you thousands of dollars like going to college. This is an investment of thousands of dollars to start a business. We are talking about small investments yourself and in a way to reach for you to reach those goals. And the reason it's nice to start with a question is because the question usually is what they do, they open a door. But that's what I would do. I would do based.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome.
Well,
Adrian, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's really good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello? Oh, great. Okay. I think also that a lot of your excitement plays into that. If you don't come out with the energy and the excitement of, hey, this is really important and fun, but it's really important for you, then they're going to go, okay, well, maybe when I'm ready. I'll try to save up the money. But if you do it right, and if you really do create that urgency and that excitement for your guest or for your prospect, then I think that makes a huge difference too. Like reiterating why they're doing it, because like George said, if you find out what it is that they really want, it's not going to be hard to come back and say something like, did you see a way to make money with this and be healthier? If you just finish your like it's after you finish presenting, things like that, and they said, oh gosh, I just don't know if it costs too much, I would even just come back with that and say, well, you're right, it is kind of pricey, it might be for you right now, but didn't you see a way to make money with us? And so reiterate it and bring it back to what they're really looking for, the fact that we have the wealth and the health, and that obviously they're looking for one of those things, or else they wouldn't have sat and listened to you the whole time. So I would bring it back to that,
Perfect. And I'm speaking from my past. I've always been in businesses. And I know George right now has some people selling some pretty major restaurants to do our business that they've invested millions in, because they see more potential in isogenics than in one of the top franchises in America. So Alex, have we got any questions that's come through?
Before we go to the other question, the next question, and something that Adrian says is true. If we are showing the excitement from the beginning, and we are talking about the potential, and we ask the right questions, most people are going to be open unless they are full of excuses. And you know what? Not everybody's going to say yes. We have to think about that. If everybody would be saying yes, well, that would be trouble for us, because if we go to a restaurant, we would not have anybody to serve there the food, they cook the food, or anything like that. But anyway, seriously, we have very strong, we have a posture, really strong posture, and talking about what they can reach with Isagenix. The people are really looking for it. They're going to find the money, because we are not talking about thousands of dollars. We're talking just about a few hundred of dollars. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you for the answer on that one. And for those of you who are just joining us, just want to remind you this is an open question webinar. It's a roundtable with the BDP leaders. This is your chance to ask any questions you have. Make sure that you ask your questions on the GoToWebinar control panel that you should be able to see at the top right of your screen, and enter them into the questions panel. If you've never entered a question before, it's just like a regular chat. So please go ahead and do that now, and we'll answer them in the order we received them. Now I'm reading here the questions, and this question is actually from one of the BDP leaders, and I'm not going to mention who it is, but the question is, how can I have a sexy accent like George? So so I guess, you know, we all know who wrote that question. But the next question actually that we have here is from somebody that asks, my family/friends say this is a scam. What do you answer to that?
George?
Yeah.
Oh, that's me? Okay. Well, one of the things I asked them is, what do you mean a scam? I just asked them, what do you mean by a scam? What do they know that I don't know?
Pyramid here.
Open up like that. And they say, what is a pyramid? And they say, because tell me, they tell them to call me, because if this is a scam, I ain't going to get out of here. I don't want to be in a scam. Tell me to call me. I want to find out. 99% of the people are going to say, oh. We have to call them, we have to call Jack Canfield, the old man that wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul, because he's in a scam and he doesn't know it. Wow. John Gray doesn't know it. Dr. Harper doesn't know it. We have to call him. It basically, it sounds funny, but really, it's when you say, what do you mean by scam? I have to know. And most people, they really don't have a clue. And they say, okay, can you tell me to call me? Because here is not only myself and my family, but people like Jack Canfield, like John Gray, like Dr. Paul Anderson. These people are well known. They're crazy. They don't know that. We have to know. And most people, of course, they are going to chuckle and happy. Well, you don't have to speak English to answer this. I mean, they're going to smile, or they're going to say, oh, well, really, I don't know. But that's always another question with another question. And that's something else. They said, you know, if this was a scam, would not be alive for 10 years. Do you think so?
Perfect. Adrian, have you got anything to say on that one?
No, I love that answer, though. That was so funny. I didn't know it was in a scam. You should have them call me and talk to me. I love that. Usually when people say, my friends and family say this is a scam, just like George was saying, compared to what, I think it's so funny. There are so many, things out there that you could be doing that are way worse than this. You know what I mean? And there's, it's like people think that you get into network marketing and somehow you've sold your soul or something, And I think it's hilarious. But I really do. I mean, I've had a couple people say that to me, and here's the truth. If you haven't had a couple people say that to you yet, then you're not in it to win it, because that's how many people you need to be talking to. People have their own opinion. They only know what they know, and here's the truth. They don't know much. Okay. And so, one of the reasons why I say that is because you need to have a little bit of a background in this industry and know that people are going to say stuff like that. And it's not true. I mean, it's not true. Just like George was saying, it's not true for Jack Canfield or John Gray. It's not true for George Reeves. You know what I mean? So, they don't consider themselves in a scam. And I mean, this is the best. You guys just remember, this is the best business in the whole world. Not only do we help people feel good, but we help fill their pockets with cash when their bosses and everybody else can't. And so that's what I love about it, is that we have a product that people can fall in love with, that's very emotional, and we have a pay plan to match it. It's a very passionate business, and you want to just get really passionate about it again. I'm just going to come back and say that your passion is going to be your biggest asset when you're talking to people and when they say stupid stuff like that. But I've had people say that to me, and I just laugh at them like, what? Are you serious? I brought you here to listen to a business opportunity. I brought you here to see because I knew you wanted to make extra cash. I brought you here because I knew you weren't feeling good and you're sick. And you want to turn around and tell me that you think this is a scam? I kind of just throw that out there because, here you need to come back and remind them that they're there listening to what you have to offer because you care about them. And this is a caring business, not a scam. So that I'm going to end it at that.
Perfect. I've been on a lot of these trainers calls, and they answer the phone. They say, hey, I want to show you a tool. And the first objection out of someone's mouth, oh, obviously this isn't for you. Thanks for your time. And I'm not saying be that brash, but I'm saying, just like Adrian says, have some backbone and to say, I feel bad that you don't see it, but, there's a lot of people I need to talk to that I'm sure will be interested and will want to be at the top of my line. And all of a sudden, a lot of them will turn right around when you say that. Alex, I'm seeing people with their hands up.
Yeah.
What does that
Well,
mean?
that means that they have a question. So, we'll keep on going. And I think we have enough questions to get us to the end. But still, those of you who still want to have your questions answered, just take an opportunity right now to enter them into the questions panel on your GoToWebinar control panel. So we'll quickly go to the next question, and it comes from one of our team members that has been in Isagenix for over 6 months, had great results with the product, and now he has decided to start the business part. So where would you recommend that he starts?
Let me just say the first thing I like is we had a trainer here named James Hugh last week, and he was phenomenal. And if you're just starting the business, you've got the perfect opportunity to do what they call start your own culture. And a lot of people that's been in the business for quite a while have a hard time restarting a culture. And so if you start your people out right from the start, to expect them to sponsor their people, 2 people become a consultant within 24 to 48 hours. Remind them you cannot make money until you're a consultant. That's where the money's made. And so we want you in money-making mode as quick as we can get you there. And the average, most people do it within 24 hours. And James Hugh brought that point home when he came here, that if you create that culture now in your group, it'll just be the norm. It won't be anything special. That's just what we do. And so that's one thing I would recommend is right from the get-go, if you're going to start the business, become a consultant within 24 hours. And the 2 people that you bring into the business, get them to consultant within 24 hours and teach that down line, and your business will take off like a rocket ship. George?
Yeah, hi. Thank you. That's a really, by the way, very good advice to get people as a consultant ASAP. Now, there are going to be times that people are going to join the business, and actually at first, and we see that in Isagenix, 84% of the people are product users. We are going to see many product users that they are going to use the product for a while before they share. A good example is Kim Olson. Kim Olson have lost over 100 pounds before she started cycling or making money, telling anybody. That means that never is late. And imagine now, okay, that you are brand new, even if you are being 6 months. you have a big advantage over many people are coming into the business from nowhere. And this is that you already have results with the product. And the best way to do exactly like you would be brand new. Make a list of everybody that you know, every person that you know, this family, friends, etc. If you are on Facebook, make sure you go into all the list of friends that you have on Facebook. That, by the way, is a gold mine, because if you have 100 friends on Facebook and the average Facebook person has 130 friends, let's round it up to 100. That means that you have a possibility of reach over 10,000 people. You may say, what do you mean? By that, 100 times 100 is 10,000. But anyway, make a list of everybody, and you are going to start from there right now. And what you are going to do is just call people and say, I'm so excited. I've been using this product, have great results, and I just found out that there's a way where I can quit my job and be full-time without working 40 hours a week in less than 12 months. And I have to show you this. What is or can I come to your home? Like, I can show you a video, or can I bring you to a presentation in case there is a presentation there in your area? Or what's your best email? I'm going to send you a link to that video, to one of the videos. I'm so excited. I know that the product works, and now I know that there is a way to make money. Doesn't get better than this. And to show excitement. That's the cool thing, because you don't have to tell people, I've been on this for 6 months, I have not done anything. Yeah, you have done something. You have been using the product. And now it's when you see the business, and that's the way that you have to show to people. Now I found out how you can make money on this, and just with excitement. And then you can send the person to your videos and your website. There are some trainings on the archive of howtogetgoing.com where we teach you how to use the videos that are on your website. And great business videos is Enterprising Woman or the How to Retire Without Income. Any of those two videos are powerful, and you can send it to people. And I tell you, those videos, the success rate that we have is really, really high. But anyway, but again, what you have to show is just excitement and say, I will be using this product. It's fantastic, but I just found out I can make money on this. That I can retire in less than 12 months from my job by doing certain things. Basically, that's what you said.
Perfect, George. Adrienne, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I love both of your answers, and I'll tell you, and the reason why is because they're so logical. When you just get started in a business, obviously we have a lot of hesitations, and actually, I think sometimes we have a lot of fear backing those because we're doing something new, and anytime you do something new, it can be kind of scary. And so I think if you're just getting started, and I absolutely love, Tracy, that you talked about the culture. George, I think that the list is the absolute most important thing. I cannot tell you how important it is to create a list of anyone you've ever talked to about isogenics, okay? And if you're just getting started, go through your emails, whoever's in your personal email account right now, and send them a newsletter saying what George said. Hey, I've been loving these products for a while, and, I decided that I just realized there's a business attached to it, and I'm really excited about it, and here I am. Would you be interested in viewing some videos? Message me back and let me know. But go through, you guys, and I can't even stress enough. I hope you can feel my importance of this, okay? You save every single one of those emails, okay? And those names and those phone numbers and those addresses or whatever you gather, you save that information. That is your list. That is your isogenics business, okay? And anybody who responds back to you and says, hey, I'm interested in seeing something or doing something, that is your permission to dive in, okay, with both feet and share with them both the business opportunity and the incredible products that we have, because they are one. They are not separate. The product and the business are one. And the next thing I would just say is that leaders, if you want to be a leader and you're a leader, most of you guys I can see right now are leaders. If you're on here tonight, you are a leader, whether you're just getting started or you've been here forever and you're still doing it. So I would just say that leaders are readers. And I think it's really important that you guys read up about how to be successful in network marketing and in this industry. And, the BDP, we have so much already on the site on how to do that. And, James Chu also was saying, who was with us last week, he did a presentation with us, he was saying anything by Robert Kiyosaki, he does Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but he also does one for network marketing. That's great. Anything by Jim Rohn. Okay, Tracy Larson, who you guys are hearing from tonight, he took me under his wing when I first got started. I did not have a clue what I was doing, and I've been in sales for like 8 years and just did really great at that. But this was a whole different ball game to me. And the first CD that he ever gave me was Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. And that little CD that he gave me changed my whole perspective. I wasn't as scared anymore. I wasn't as shy or fearful about presenting the opportunity because Jim Rohn he kind of walks you and guides you through all the little basic things that you need to build up. And that's, we have so much great information, but I would say Jim Rohn is by far and away, you've got to get that CD. It's on ISASalesTools.com. I think it's like $5 or something. And I would also read James Chu's book, Mobilizing People. If you don't have that yet, you can get it on Amazon.com. Again, it's called Mobilizing People by James Chu, HSU. And we also have some locally here in Utah if you're local. But yeah, that's what I would say. But just again, build that list. Just keep putting people in there and send them in. All you got to do is to create that culture like Tracy was talking about is be yourself, number one. Don't change who you are because you're doing something different. Be yourself in this place. And just love some people and show that all the time that you presenting this opportunity to them is because you care about them and you love them, because that's the truth. Or else you wouldn't be excited about it. We get excited about things when we know that they can be helpful. And so that's one of the reasons why I would say you don't even have to get too creative. Once you start building that list, you guys, in your email, like I would start a whole new Gmail account just for Isogenics or something if you're barely getting started. Or if you've been in for a while, move all your emails into something that's easy for you to contact so it feels like a business to you. And then copy and paste the Isogenics newsletters that come out each week, and send those to your team. Keep in contact. You're constantly want to be in contact. Not everyone's going to say yes right away, but after having stayed in contact, after a while, they will. They want what you have. Even if they say they don't have the money right away, they do want what you have. That's why they're going to be listening to you. Or copy the BDP newsletter. That's what I would do. The BDP newsletters are excellent. It sends them, it lets them know that they have the structure of great leadership, which is huge in this industry, especially if they've ever been in it before. And I would bet that, going back to that question just for a second, I would bet that anyone who says that this is a scam has had a taste of the industry in some way, shape, or form, or seen somebody who didn't do very well because they just quit too early. Okay, and so that's why you want to be providing you want to be a great information provider. Okay, to your list by using the BDP tools and everything else. So I'm done on that question.
Thank you, Adrian. Right on target. I want to get to as many as we can. So Alex, do you want to hurry with another one?
Yeah, we do have one about that involves the allergen chart, and for those of you who don't know what it is, I'll show you how to get there. But this team member wanted to print it out and give it to a couple of people, but she heard that it needs to be updated because some of it is wrong. Now, I'd like to get some clarification. If you could please let us know what did you hear that is wrong. But while you guys get ready to answer that question, I'm just going to show people how to get to that chart. And it's from basically any of the pages on our replicated site. If you go towards the bottom, under products, there's an area that says allergen table, and it brings up the allergen table, which by the way, the version that we have was last updated in June of 2011.
Well, let me just address a little bit of that question, and then that is, when you get that deep into a product question, I don't even have a clue. When I was in another company, I learned every product, every ingredient. I knew everything that the ingredients did for people. And what it did is it totally stopped my business. and here's why. Because first of all, I would do a presentation, and I could tell them all about the products, all about the ingredients, all about the intricacies of every ingredient. And pretty soon I was doing every presentation for every group, for every person in my group, and my people stood there saying, I can never learn all that. And George taught me, are you building a business or are you trying to find product users? And I'm not trying to belittle the question because, you can get questions like that, and that's why Isogenics has a back office that's so complete.
And Tracy, may I add something? If you have any product questions or so, you can always email Isogenics. They have an email for that, and it's drquestions@isogenicscorp.com. And it's DR as in doctor. So drquestions@isogenicscorp.com.
Okay, and there was a person in Isogenics that taught this, and I liked it. And people would say, how does this product work? I'd say, you know what? I don't know exactly how it works. I know there's a team of scientists behind it. All I know is this is what it's done for me. All I know is this is what it did for Adrian. All I know is I had this friend that this is what it did for them. And so because of that, this business has just gone crazy. And if you want your product questions answered, we have a back office. Just go search through that. You can find an answer to anything you want. If you can't find the answer there, do what Alex just told you. Put your question in, they'll answer it for you. Don't get into a whole bunch of product-related presentations because it will really stall your business. George, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, very quick. I would say about 90% of the questions that we have about the products are already on our website, the answer. Now, many people say, well, where do I find them? Just study every day, even if it's for 10 minutes, the different places and videos that we have on the site. And the best way to answer is not by you telling them. It's just by sending a link to wherever the answer is. Remember this, because if you start telling people, they are going to think that you have to know a lot of stuff. You just have to know where it is. That's it. And if you don't have the answer, just email Isogenics. One person, just to give you an idea, a few years ago, I was in the car with Lenny Evans, one of the millionaires. He was starting out to build a business. And I was in the car, and somebody called him asking a big product question. I don't even remember the question. And then Lenny, because I was in the car, he gave me the telephone. And then I listened to the question, and then I said, well, I can answer that question, but it's going to take me about 3 hours. However, I can tell you in 10 minutes how you can make $100,000 or more in the next 12 months. What do you prefer to answer first? And he said, the $100,000.
Perfect example.
And it works really well because the guy never asked for a question again. That's interesting. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember the question.
Okay, and by the way, one quick thing. There was a follow-up on the question, and they mentioned that the part that was wrong was under tree nuts for the Isodelight, for the Isodelight Plus. So, it's supposed to be checked or not. We can check on that, but I would recommend you definitely just post the same question to drquestions@isogenicscorp.com, and if you know for sure that it is wrong, then that's probably if you hand out the table or whatever, just mention that to people or check it if you do believe that is wrong. I myself, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist or anything. I know what the product does for people, and it has helped them quite a bit. But I do know that it is important for some people to check those allergens, and the best source would be directly the company on that. Neither one of us is a doctor or scientist or so, and the company has the manpower to handle that question.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is, most of the time people want to know what is in the product. Just go to the product page, copy, and there is a place where you can send a message to the person, or just copy the link on top, send the link to the person can go to that page, and they're going to see every ingredient that is in the product, and that way they are going to feel comfortable or not with what is on the label. That's simple. As simple as that.
Move on to another question quickly, because we're getting here already past the top of the hour. But this question is basically, is Isogenics FDA approved?
I'm going to answer that question. There is no any supplement in the history of the world, in the U.S. anyway, that's FDA approved. We follow FDA regulation, what is called good manufacturing, such good manufacturing and all. There's a rule from the FDA, but no product is approved by the FDA. You look to every label of every nutritional product that's sold in the United States, doesn't matter if it's a food store or network marketing, you're not going to see anything that's approved by the FDA. Follow FDA regulations, but not FDA. And the reason is because nutritional supplements fall in the category of food supplements. That's basically the same category that foods go. I don't remember of any place where you go and order a pizza and the pizza says, this pizza is approved by the FDA. I don't remember that anyway. But it doesn't apply for nutritional supplementation. Only applies for medication.
Can I add to that, George?
Sure.
What I would add to that is we don't want it to be FDA approved, because if it was FDA approved, you couldn't even afford to buy it. In order to get something through the FDA costs millions and millions of dollars and years of research. And they can't patent they can't patent a natural product. And so no company is going to go through that kind of torture to do that. Now, I know we had a senator here in Utah that fought the battle to stop nutritionals from being FDA regulated. If they become regulated by the FDA, you just won't be able to buy them.
Well, they're regulated. What they're not is approved. They don't go to that.
Right.
Yeah, there is some guidelines that we have to follow, but there's no need of approval. If and as Tracy said, if we had to be approved by the FDA, then we would go into the category of drugs, and then we would be out of business. Maybe the company not would be a drug pharmaceutical at that point, but we as a distributor would not be able to sell it. That's simple as that.
We have just to move along here, because we have quite a few questions, and we are past the hour, so we apologize to those of you for running a little bit over, but if you'd like to stay, we still stay a few minutes to answer some more questions. This question says from a team member that asks if we can address how to respond to those who say they want to wait to see how it works for you first before joining you, I assume.
Okay. I'll answer this one, because I think a lot of times people will say that, I just want to see how it works for me first before I, do this or that. And I go, okay, do you have to ask your friends before you do everything? Like, do you think they'll approve of it? And the reason why I come across a little bit strong is because that means that's just a dumb question. That's just something they say because they're not quite sure they want to do it right then or there, or they're so worried about it, or they just have the personality type where they're just, you know what I mean? They just don't want to really, they're not sure about the business. Okay, that's the truth. And so here's basically what I would just say back to them. Look. And I tell, because this is my personal story, okay, but I tell them this, and this might be your story too, but I just say to them, hey, you know what? The funny thing is I really thought about waiting too, and then I realized that if I had two people do it with me, that we could all do it together. We could be, using our products together, and I could already be starting making money. So I didn't want to procrastinate the fact that my products could be paid for. Do you? Okay, and the reason why I like to address it like that in just kind of a matter-of-fact way is because that's just kind of silly. They need to go out there, they need to share it immediately. They need to tell everybody what they're doing. And if they absolutely refuse, then great. Let them be one of the 83% of the company who are just a product user, and that's fine. But I like to just kind of throw something out there kind of strong just to get the response that I'm looking for. And then I kind of know. If they go, well, no, really, I can't share something with somebody that I haven't tried before. And I said, well, do you ever refer to somebody that you heard that movie was good, or you heard that restaurant was good even before having gone there? And do you say, hey, I'll meet you there Tuesday, let's go to lunch? Or do you say, hey, we should all go to a movie on Friday, it sounds like it's really good? Do you know what I mean? It's the same concept, and so you might want to share that with them a little bit too. Does anyone else want to answer on that?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head, Adrian.
Yeah. Well,
yes, I agree. And something that I'm going to say is a question that, because happened to me when I started, I asked that question. If you have a product or a business that 8 of 10 people are going to see results, do you think it's a good business? Yeah. Would you do that? Yes. What if you are one of those 2 people that don't have results? Still, you would do it because it's a good business. And the person says, well, it's a good business. And that's basically what I told Jimmy. Jimmy, when he said how for every 10 people, 8 were having results, I said to him, even if I'm the only one that doesn't, I'm going to do it because this is a big business.
It's great answers. Let's go for one more. And the other ones, what we'll try to do is we'll try to contact you via email and answer those for you. But this question is from somebody that says that a team member that talked to Tracy Larson. And he said, Tracy says that it is very important to become a consultant in 24 hours or soon. And why is that?
Okay, what I would say to you is if you go back to the culture thing, what you do is what your people are going to do. And so if you become a consultant in 24 hours, and you create that culture with your new 2 people, and they create that culture with their 2 people, you'll be making a lot of money really fast. If you wait around for a month or 2 and try the products and talk to a few people, and 2 months later you become a consultant, there's 2 months has gone by, you haven't made any money. Well, one of the secrets of this business, it's easier to build fast than it is to build slow. How's your story sound if you say, hey, I've only been in this for 1 day and I've already made $50, $100, $200? Do you think people are going to listen to you? I signed up yesterday and I've already made $100. Can you believe it? Most people that sign up in network marketing, 90% of the people never make a nickel. I'm talking about other companies. In Isogenics, especially with all the new stuff that Isogenics has done, somebody can sign up 3 people and make $820. That's unbelievable. And I'm not talking about selling $5,000 packages either. Well, do you think your people that you talk to, like your family, for instance, will say, oh, Adrian, this is a scam. And Adrian says, oh, really? I signed up 3 people. I made $820. It's a scam? You see the difference? If 2 months goes by and you talk to somebody and they say, well, have you made any money? Well, not yet, but I'm working on it. How long have you been in? 2 months. There's a big difference. It's a lot easier to build fast than to build slow. George, did you want to say anything else to that?
No, I agree with you, and I go back to what also Adrian said earlier, and you said earlier about the culture of becoming, if you have to become consultant ASAP now. If for some reason you are on the call and you said, I've been in Isogenics a few months and still I'm not consultant, you know what? You can start now, because it doesn't matter what happened today, it's what you do from now on. And your goal is to become a consultant ASAP, because the faster you do it, then the more people are going to duplicate like what you do, and then you're going to grow quicker. And it's a question also of culture. It's interesting because when I joined Isogenics, I became a consultant the same day that I joined. Now, I don't say that everybody's going to do it that way, but why don't go for it? I'm not talking about try. I say, let's go for it. And again, if you're on the call and you've been longer than 48 hours or 24 hours, that's not. Don't let that the fear keeping you back. You can start today and say, okay, today I'm starting the business. I'm going to become a consultant by tomorrow, or by tomorrow or Tuesday. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And Adrian, do you want to add something to that, or?
I mean, I think both of them answered that very well. I think that's the best thing you can do is just start new again. And, you know, I think that if you kind of reinvent yourself all the time, then your team will reinvent themselves. And that's what it's about. The pace of the leader, the pace of the pack. And we've always been told that, well, guess what? If you're the leader in your own little group and you don't feel like your business is moving at the pace that you want it to, you know, you need to take a deep look at yourself and go, okay, what can I rearrange in my life to make sure that I am also being an example of this? And a good thing is right now we have all these bonuses for becoming an executive. And right now we're just talking about consultant. But, you know, I mean, really, that's what it's about. The whole basis of Isogenics, we are so blessed because all it is based on creating consultants and being a consultant maker. And so that's why it's so important when we talk about becoming a consultant as soon as possible, because your whole business, everything that determines the paycheck that you get compared to somebody else's or whatever, is how are you creating consultants in your organization? Are you one? Do you need to become one? Do you need to show the people on your team how to become one? Or do you need to get them excited again and say, hey, go out and share this with 2 more people again? That's the basis of how we make income in Isogenics. Everything rotates around these 2 people, which is so great because the average person in network marketing only will ever sign up, they say 2.3 people. I don't even know where that came from. I've just heard that. If it's wrong, I'm willing to be wrong about it. But the truth is that's what I've seen, is that, you know, people are willing to at least share it with 2 people. And if you can go out, help them make those connections, okay, and be that leader who says, hey, let's get this done now, not a week from now, but hey, let's do this now, then it really makes a huge improvement in your business. Not everyone is going to do it, you see. Your leader is the cream of the crop. The cream always rises to the top. The ones that are doing it, those are the people you're going to grab by the hand and you're going to run with, okay? And they'll step up. Whenever they're ready, you'll find out. You'll step up. Just keep putting the challenge out there to become consultant. And do it to yourself, too. I would put out the challenge to you, too, that don't stop at just becoming a consultant, but become an executive. Because right now, you're going to be rewarded handsomely for that. And so that's all I want to say, too. And, you know, I was just on a personal note, I was talking to Tracy Larson the other day, and I can't say that it's super easy to become an executive. You know, I've been an executive, and now I'm working my way back up. And, I mean, everyone else on the call is superstars. They know what they're doing. But I'm still building a huge organization until I said to Tracy, I said, I must become an executive. Because if I don't do it, I don't know how my team will know that they can do it. Does that make sense, guys? You know, just become a consultant or go out and become a consultant maker.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And
yeah. Let me add one more thing, very important. Guys, don't do it by yourself. This is the way to how to do it. Do it with your upline, with your partners. When you call the people, remember, 10 people, you are going to call with your upline, ASAP, and your upline or partner is going to talk, that's the person that's going to talk to them. You are going to direct people only to the video. The follow-up, again, you are going to do it with your partner. Don't do it by yourself. Can you do it by yourself? Sure, you can. But how easier is if you are doing it with your upline. And that's the way that you grow really quick in the business. Always 3-way calls. I did 3-way calls at the beginning like crazy with my upline. And also in my first network marketing, the same thing. If I didn't have the support of those 3-way calls, I probably still would be doing who knows what and who knows where.
Well,
but anyway, that's what I want to say.
Thank you again. And I know that I said no more questions, but we do have one of our BDP team leaders, Spanish-speaking, Roberto Perez, and he has a very important question. How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish? Feliz Navidad. So, Feliz Navidad to everybody.
I think most people know it. Yeah. Jose Feliciano. Feliz Navidad.
So, and, you know, I don't have the music here, but we have to wrap this up. And, Tracy, I'll let you have the last word in just a few seconds. But just a quick reminder, you know, because we do have to go on to other webinars and other calls.
All I have to say, Alex, is two things. One thing, what you do right now is what's going to happen for the first of your year. So get out there this week and do everything you can to ramp up for the first of the year. The second thing I want to say is everybody have a wonderful holiday season.
But, Tracy, before you finish, because I want you to have the last word, but very important, guys, keep your eyes on your emails, because that doesn't mean that we are not going to have a webinar, but you are going to be receiving some emails, really important emails in the next week or so. And make sure that that doesn't mean that we are disappearing, we're still around. But anyway, that's what I want to say.
On this call this morning, Alex brought up a really important point too. Holiday season, you'll see people you never see all year long. That's the time to plant some seeds. You don't have to jump on people during the holidays, but plant the seeds. Alex distributes products through his whole house. As relatives come over, he offers them a bar. He offers them some more energy. It's a perfect way to introduce our business to people, and this is the perfect time of year. But some people honestly have their best month in December. So don't think because it's the holidays you don't need to build. Build now. It's a great time to do it. But anyway, I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a great holiday. And Alex,
well, that's basically thank you to all. Thank you to all team members that asked the questions. Those that didn't get their questions asked, will try to email you and with the answers. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone. And keep in touch. Also visiting the howtogetgoing.com website will have any announcements on there as well.